Hello, everybody. This is JJ Hardy with Victory Leadership Coaching, and I am excited to talk to you all today about a topic that is really, really important and that I've had a wonderful time helping businesses with, and also, some individuals as well. And that topic, which I had a lot of fun naming on this for this live stream today. It's called Systems Eliminate the Suck. Now, in the military, most people are familiar with the term that you have to embrace the suck. But I'm here to tell you that if you are in a business that is struggling because there's not really a whole lot of communication up and down what I'll call the chain of command. So if you have people doing a job under your charge and you don't understand what's happening in that lane, or if there's a constant flow of new employees into your organization and you don't have a constant set of processes to take care of those people to get them onboarded and you're shooting from the hip. And I'm just going to go ahead and say, if there is anything within an organization that you're working for or that you own that you are shooting from the hip while doing, then you're selling yourself short. And I say systems eliminate the suck because it's hard to deal with those specific things and the lack of communication, the lack of structure, and the lack of reporting so that you understand what's going on. It's sustainable when you're small, especially if you just have a small team. But as you grow, those problems, they become unsustainable. They become so hard to solve that really you almost can't do it without an outside person looking in. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I kind of laid out an agenda when I posted the event for this, and the agenda is as follows. So we're going to talk about understanding the importance of streamlined operations, how to elevate team productivity through effective processes, and how to implement strategies for scalable growth, and also to enhance decision making with data. And I'm going to talk real briefly about these things because this is an entire course that I am developing is to create systems and processes through decentralized leadership, because that's really what it is that you're trusting people, but you're also giving them a reporting structure. Streamlined operations. When you are in a company that is growing, operations need to be defined. You have 3 managers working underneath you, and those managers have 2 people working underneath them, 3 people working underneath them, so on all the way down the line. Well, if you don't have a clearly defined role for those people, and you're just making calls to each one of your managers on a regular basis saying, I need you to do this. I need you to do this. I need you to do this, because things are coming at you at a rate that you can't sustain. So you're just throwing tasks out to who you think can handle it, because you probably know who's stronger and who's weaker. But if you define what that manager and their team, what their role is and what they're supposed to be doing within that role, everything that comes your way is going to be much more clearly defined. And that's really all I'm going to say about that, because if you want to know more, you got to take my course. it's so important to have clearly defined roles and responsibilities and to understand what your teams are supposed to be doing so that you can divvy tasks out in an appropriate manner. Now, elevate team productivity through effective processes. This and the next part of the agenda have a very similar, they're very similar topics. So the next one is implement strategies for scalable growth. So elevating team productivity through effective processes and implementing strategies for sustainable growth. Processes are important. You need to know what your teams are working on so that you can make sound and timely decisions for your company, for your team, for your set of teams, for your entire organization. Because if you don't understand what's happening down here, then the decisions that you're making up here are going to be just like I said at the beginning of this recording. You're going to be shooting from the hip. And if you're shooting from the hip, then honestly speaking, you don't know what the hell's going on. And by the time you figure out what's going on, it's going to be too late. You have to understand what the roles and responsibilities are for each one of your teams and have a way for your managers to receive information from their team. And then you need to let them know what you need to report, what they need to report to you, so that everything has a streamlined process. It could be a tracker that they update every day. It could be a slide for a presentation that they have to give to you every Monday and Friday, or that they update daily and send to you so that you can see what's going on. Whatever that mechanism is to give you the information you need as that senior person, you need to create it if you don't have it. But if you already have these things and you're still struggling to figure out what's going on down line, then you need to understand where the shortfalls are and create those processes. How does that affect scalable growth? When you grow and you don't have these systems and processes and roles and responsibilities defined, then when you have these teams that are hiring on team members, how are you supposed to know what that person is going to be doing when they come on? How do you make a job posting? You can't grow unless you understand what each person is going to be doing. If you have a construction company and you just have a team of people that you have going out and doing jobs on a regular basis, and you have a certain amount of equipment that you have to assist people in doing those jobs, but you don't necessarily have enough for each one of those teams, but you're just throwing people at jobs every day. If you don't have defined what each one of the types of jobs that each one of those teams do, then you're going to end up falling short. When each one of those teams say they need more people, how in the hell do they quantify why if they don't understand what their specific team, what they do and what they are supposed to accomplish every week? Now, it's also important to enhance. This is the last topic here, and then I'll end the live stream. But enhancing decision making with data-driven insights. Why is data so important? Well, I'm not a numbers person. How am I supposed to figure that out? Well, I can't help you there unless I know what you do. But every team is different, every company is different, every business is different, whatever. It's all different. I can't help anybody with that unless you talk to me. However, in order to make decisions, you have to know what's going on. How well is this team doing? Well, I don't know. They get the work done. Well, how long does it typically take them to do a job? How well are each one of their people doing on their team? What are those people's strengths and weaknesses? You can start there. Completion rate, strengths and weaknesses, go. Now, as you grow, you need to understand what. So if you have defined roles and responsibilities on that team, and each person plays a different role, even if it's just a laborer, they all have strengths and weaknesses. Those need to be identified. But the data that goes into that comes through conversation with your boss, conversation with the execution level employee, understanding what your team is doing well, and quantifying that. I can't really help anybody understand that unless they talk to me. But every team is going to be different. But you have to understand what your reportables are. A business owner or a director or a VP, somebody who has multiple teams, if they don't have roles defined for each one of those teams, their company or that set of teams is going to start doing one of these numbers. It's going to be an airplane going down, getting ready to crash, because if you don't understand what's happening, you have no way to make decisions on how to fix certain shortfalls when they come up. Shooting from the hip is not a way to operate. So systems eliminate the suck because they make everything clear. And when everything in your business is clear, then you understand what's going on. And if you understand what's going on, that's where the growth starts, because you have to understand what's happening in order to help people with their strengths and weaknesses. I said a lot there. I did. But if anybody has any questions about this, just let me know. I will tell you that we're going into a new year on Monday. In that new year, start it off right. If there's any question in your mind that you don't have the right systems and processes set up within your company, it doesn't have to be me, but reach out to somebody to help you. Because if you are not taking care of the company that you have or the teams that you own, then you're doing a disservice to everyone on that team, not just yourself. And if you constantly feel like you have to do everybody's job, it's because you don't have enough trust for the people that are operating in that team to let them take care of what they need to take care of. And they probably don't, they're not very clear on what they have to do anyway, which is probably your fault. There's a lot that goes into that. I'd love to have a conversation with you. I have a team of people that are not necessarily in my company, but that understand these things as well as I do. And if you need help, I can point you in the right direction, but you have to reach out to me. I'm happy to help. My name is JJ Hardy with Victory Leadership Coaching, and I look forward to talking with everybody. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Let's start this year off right. Let's everybody jump out the gate January 1st on Monday, kicking holy living ass with their business. Nothing but love for y'all. JJ Hardy, have a good day.